Hi guys, welcome back to The Makeup Hunter. I'm Laura. Thank you for joining me today. In today's video I thought I would share my current favourites. I've got a bunch of stuff laid out in front of me. I've got some makeup, skincare, general beauty items, and then some non-beauty related stuff like lifestyle stuff. So I thought I would go through those with you today. I put up a poll on my Instagram recently on what video I should film first. I wanted to try the reverse cat eye trend, or I put my current favourites, and my current favourites won. So what I thought we would do is start off with the non-beauty stuff and then end on the beauty things. But before I go into any of that, the first thing I would just like to talk about briefly is the devastating loss of one of our beauty community's best, Mel Thompson. I saw on Instagram that her husband Puffin had shared a post about her sadly passing away. I can honestly say, hand on my heart, that I was completely and utterly shocked. Couldn't speak for a while, and I did actually cry a little bit, which I don't do very often. When it's not somebody, you know, I know on a personal level, but I don't know, it really seemed very close to home and put a lot of things in perspective. Mel was one of the first YouTubers that I watched on a sort of a American YouTubers that I watched on a regular basis. I found her artistry outstanding. She really was a truly talented makeup artist, not just a makeup enthusiast. She had such a beautiful spirit about her, just this aura that made her seem so like somebody you would want to be friends with, somebody who you could take into your home and be part of your family. I know that she's left behind children, her husband, her family, who my deepest sympathies and condolences are with them. But she was younger than I am. She was 35 years old. And it really does put a lot of things in perspective, you know, when you think you've got it bad and then you see things like that. It just makes you stop for a moment and think things really aren't that bad actually. So she will truly be missed. Just seemed like such a beautiful person inside and out. And as I say, my thoughts and condolences go out to her family and friends and anybody else touched by this loss. So I just felt I couldn't do this video without talking about Mel's passing. I have other videos up before this that I posted after we found out about Mel, but they were all pre-filmed and all ready to go, so before I knew anything about it. So I just wanted to say that, address that, and if, like me, you were touched and affected by Mel's passing but didn't know her in any way, it is totally okay to be affected by that. I remember when Alan Rickman passed away and I sat and sobbed because he was one of my favourite actors, and then I felt so silly for crying because he was a celebrity who I didn't know, who didn't know I existed or anything like that. But he shaped a big part of my younger years, like the films he was in, Snape as Harry Potter, and you know, it's okay to be touched and affected by these things. And I was deeply shocked by Mel's passing. I, quite hand on my heart, will say I didn't sleep a lot last night. Kept going over and over it in my own head, and just, I think the thing that hit me the most was she was younger than I am now. And it just makes you think about things. So now that's said, now that we've talked about that, let's get on with my current favourite. Okay, so firstly, the thing with my favourites is I don't do them very often. I did have one other favourites video on this channel that I have now archived, and that was from over a year ago. So I am hoping to do them a little bit more frequently, but they certainly won't be monthly favourites. One of the things that I've become a little bit obsessed with lately is hard seltzer. Now, this was something that was quite big in America, but it's only just come to the UK. We've only just started getting it here and being able to purchase it in our supermarkets. And hard seltzer, this is one of the cans that I've opened. I've actually got a little bit of it left here. This is Copperberg hard seltzer, and it's the strawberry flavour. There's 5% alcohol in this can and 93 calories. Now, hard seltzer is basically sparkling spring water with a fruit flavour and alcohol. I'm not entirely sure what the alcohol is. I think it may potentially be vodka. I don't know. I don't really drink very much. With all the medication I take because of my conditions, I've built up a little bit of an intolerance to alcohol. It can bring on my stomach cramps, it plays havoc with my IBS, and I often am sick after I've had any alcohol, even if it's just a couple. So I thought these might be a good one for me to try, because it's just essentially spring water, and I've been absolutely fine with this. And these are great. They're also vegan and gluten free, which I think is another thing that really helps, because I do sometimes struggle with gluten. So the next thing that I have that is like food drink related, I don't actually have here with me now. I keep them in my fridge, and I didn't want to bring one up and have it go to room temperature. But I'll flash a couple of pictures up on the screen, and the thing that I'm talking about is the Califia cold brew coffee. So the first thing that I'm going to flash a photograph of is the Califia mocha cold brew coffee with almond milk. It's completely dairy free, which, as I mentioned that I do sometimes have an intolerance to gluten, but I also struggle a little bit with milk, like dairy. I cannot drink full fat cow's milk. It goes right through me and it gives me a really bad stomach. So I know that my symptoms are a lot easier to handle, easier to manage when I am doing gluten and dairy free. And I've mentioned in previous videos that I love cold brew coffee, but it's quite difficult to get hold of here in the UK. And also creamer is really difficult to get here in the UK. We can only get, like, the creamers that we can get are like there's a brand called Skinny Food Company that do like a dairy free creamer, but it's disgusting. It's so synthetically sweet because it's like low calorie and stuff. I can't drink the stuff. I ordered 2 bottles, and as I say, I hate waste. I tried to drink as much as I possibly could, but it ended up curdling on me, and I had to chuck it away anyway. But this company, Califia, they are basically an almond milk brand, and they do several different cold brew coffees in the big bottles that I've shared the image of, but they also do this, which is unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and it is so good in coffee. So I have the cold brew on its own with ice, and then I put the unsweetened vanilla almond milk in the top of hot like filter coffee, and it's gorgeous. Even though it's unsweetened, it does have that vanilla sweetness to it, and it's so good. I'm obsessed, and I got both of mine from Asda. So if you're in the UK and you're after a good cold brew coffee that's dairy free, try this brand Califia from Asda, and you get it from the free from range in the fridge aisle, so where the milks and yogurts and spreads and stuff are. So that is something that I had to share because I've gone through so many bottles of the stuff already. I try and stick to just one like mason jar of it a day, but it's so good, so good. And then the next lifestyle favourite that I wanted to talk about is a book. So I have recently got back into reading a lot more. I've tried to unplug a little bit from my phone and social media more and immerse myself in a book rather than something technology, and I've started reading Bram Stoker's Dracula again, and oh my god, this is probably one of my favourite books. I absolutely love it. I love the movie with Gary Oldman and Keanu Reeves. Great movie, but definitely showing its age these days. But the book is just, it's just so good, completely timeless, gothic Victorian literature at its very best. I mean, some people say that Bram Stoker is a bit repetitive in the book, and I can see that. There is a lot of descriptors that go on and on and on and repeat over and over, but I don't mind that. It just helps me get lost in the world a little bit more. So I'm about this way through it, and I just love this, especially now in the autumn. You know, I've got my cozy cardigans. I've had some new cozy cardigans from Primark. I've got my fluffy slippers on, cold brew coffee, and read my my Dracula, and I just absolutely love it. So I had to mention that. And then another couple of lifestyle things that I wanted to talk about are a couple of TV programs that I have binge watched and finished and just have to recommend. So the first one that I watched is an Australian series called The Gloaming. It's set in Tasmania, and if you have seen Glitch on Netflix, the main female lead in that, the cop's wife who had cancer and comes back, she plays the lead in The Gloaming. Now, The Gloaming is a detective drama, an Australian detective drama, but it has a supernatural twist to it. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't want to give it away, but if you like supernatural stuff, crime, mysteries, like dark suspense stuff, then give it a go. I have the Disney Plus subscription service, and I watched it on, I think it's Star, which is one of the like offshoot channels they have on there. I think it was about 8 or 9 episodes long, and I watched it in a day and a half because I just couldn't, you know, couldn't switch off. It's brilliant, and it has a great sort of like dark, twisty ending. And then another show that I finished last night, it's a UK show, and it's only aired here recently, but if you've got like the Sky Plus or Sky Q, you can watch the whole series one after the other. You don't have to wait for it to be on each week. And that show is called Wolf with an E on the end, so I'll pop a picture up on the screen. Wolf is a professor, I think it's Professor Wolf Kintay, or Wolf, yeah, Professor Wolf Kintay, who is a professor of forensic science at Manchester University, and he's very unorthodox. He has mental health issues, but is like most geniuses, tortured. So he's brilliant. He's a brilliant man, and it centres around him, his team, and the cases that he works on. Very gory in places, very funny. I found it incredibly funny. That if you do watch that show, that is my sense of humour. Very dark, very dry, very British humour. I was actually laughing out loud at it, and my mum watched a couple of episodes with me, and she says that's your humour to a T. You know, it's a bit twisted, a bit dark, very dry, very, very you. And it's brilliant. Every performance in it is so good. The lead guy who plays Professor Wolf is brilliant. He plays the crazy genius so well. And I also love his wife and daughter that are in it. His ex-wife, you'll recognise from Game of Thrones, she's in it, and his daughter's, the girl who plays his daughter, also very funny, very, you know, like chip off the old block. So very different. Probably one of the best things I've seen on British TV for a while, one that I've enjoyed the most. So I just had to share that here. So if you're looking for some good shows to watch, and you can get those two, those are my 2 recommendations. Okay, so I've had a little bit of a shuffle about because my leg went to sleep, so we've had to move things a little bit. So, oh, another favourite that I just have to mention briefly is behind the camera, but I treated myself to a new ring light. I have been using a small ring light and a broken one for the last 12 months, and decided it was finally time to invest in a new one. So it's not the big full-size one. I will eventually go up to one of those, but at the moment, whilst I'm just filming on my bed, this is more than enough. So yeah, had to shout out the fact I've finally got a new ring light. Another couple of non-beauty items is I've been on the hunt for a long time for some really good quality plus size leggings. As a plus size girl, it's really hard to find a good pair of leggings that retain their shape, for one, and also aren't see-through. A lot of the leggings that I own I can't wear out of the house, because for instance the pair that I'm wearing now are so see-through you can even see the tattoo on the top of my thigh through my leggings, which is never a good look. If you can see my tattoo, God knows what you can see in my knicker region. So I don't go out in the house in these, but I've bought some in the summer. I bought some H&M shirt dresses, which I haven't had the opportunity to wear yet, and I didn't want to sort of just put them away until next spring and summer. I wanted to be able to carry them through to the colder months. And I thought if I could get some decent leggings, I could put my shirt dress on with a pair of leggings and a pair of my Converse or Vans underneath, and just have it look a little bit cooler, a bit more edgy. So I saw a blogger, well, an Instagrammer that I follow, post several pictures in various shades of different coloured leggings, like unusual colours. And while she's not on the larger end of the plus size scale, she is plus size, and she mentioned that they were from a brand called Love Leggings. So I had a look, thinking that they would perhaps only go up to, say, a size 22, but they don't. They go up to a size 28. I think they may even go up to do a 30 or a 32. And they literally have every colour of leggings you could imagine. They also do different lengths. They do tall, petite, cropped, regular. They do jeggings. They do workout leggings, tights, underwear. They do so much. And I thought, let me just try a couple of pairs, just see how I get on, because I had no idea regarding sizing, length, none of that. So I ordered 3 pairs of leggings in a size 26, and even though I'm tall, I'm 5'8", I decided to go with the petite length because I wanted something longer than a crop that's just sort of like ankle grazing. I don't like a legging that comes right to the top of my foot. I like to be able to see a bit of ankle, because I just think they look better under dresses. So I ordered the 26 petite. They were £18 each, and like I say, I got 3. I just got a classic black, a chocolate brown and a khaki, and I'm telling you now, as soon as I have more funds, I'm going to be going back on and ordering a ton more. These are the best leggings that have ever graced my body. So I'll just show you the plain black. So these are this is the waistband of them. So it's a nice deep waistband, and they have a real good sort of strength of stretch to them, so that they hold you in at the stomach area. They contain lycra, so these have still got the label on. So this is the Love leggings, and then it's got, this contains lycra fibre. They are beautifully made. You know, the design of them, especially on a plus size body, is brilliant. Considering these are petite, these come all the way up to my belly button. They cover my bottom. They're so thick, they don't show anything through the fabric, and they are the perfect length. They also don't slip down. I pull them up and they stay where they are. So these were an absolute gem of a find, and I can't wait to get some more. So if you've been on the hunt for some decent leggings, I can highly recommend the brand Love Leggings. And also the shipping was so quick. I paid, I didn't pay for shipping because I spent over £50, and it was just free standard delivery, and it came within a couple of days. So I ordered them on Sunday night and they came Tuesday morning. So absolutely over the moon with that purchase. And now on to the beauty section. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is my hair. So I am on a bit of a hair journey at the moment. I have been over abusing my Revlon hot brush, the One Shot hot brush, and was using that pretty much every time I did my hair to get that like smooth, voluminous, like blow dried effect. But it's fried my hair. So as much as I love that tool, it's not something that I would recommend if you know, plan on using it on any sort of regular basis. It made my hair so dry and fluffy that it was just, it looked awful no matter what I did with it. So just before I went to the hairdressers, I had a few days where I tried to lay off using any heat products, any heat styling products on it, and let it air dry naturally. So I've recently been to the hairdressers, I've had my colour refreshed, and I've also had it cut into a style which will allow my natural texture to come out a little bit more, so that I can let it air dry naturally, and it's cut into a style that when my natural waves and texture come out, it'll sit nicely like it is now. So all I've done tonight is I've washed and conditioned, like shampooed and conditioned it with a moisturising shampoo and conditioner. I've combed it through whilst it's wet, and then I've let it air dry. Once it was sort of not soaking wet, I put this through. This is the Sebastian whipped cream, and this is a light conditioning style whip. Now I got mine from my hairdressers, and this is an absolute lifesaver. So it literally looks like whipped cream. So I'll just spray a little, try not to get too much. So it comes out like that, and all you do is, while your hair is still wet, I rub it onto my hands, and then I just literally scrunch it into my hair while it's wet, and then I just let it air dry. I sit, and I'll occasionally just like scrunch at it like this, but I just let it air dry. And that is a leave-in moisturising treatment. It doesn't feel claggy on my hair, it doesn't weigh it down, it doesn't make my hair look greasy. I mean, I've just added that onto dry hair and it doesn't look weird or feel weird in any way. But what it does do is add a ton of much needed moisture to my hair. I noticed that when I've had this on and I've washed it, I can feel that layer of moisture still in my hair. As the water makes contact, I can feel that moisture in it, and it looks so much less dry and fluffy when I'm using that. And you can see the sort of like pieces of, you know, the different texture in my hair and the wave, the natural wave that's in it. So this has been an absolute lifesaver, and I'm so happy my hairdresser convinced me to pick one up. Okay, next, before we move into makeup and skincare, I just had to mention the Isle of Paradise. This is the Dark Glow Clear Self Tanning Mousse. Now I've used Isle of Paradise and a similar company called Tanologist, who do the clear self tanners, but I have only ever used the spray. And recently, when Look Fantastic was having a sale, I picked up a couple of bottles of the mousse to try. Even though I'm super duper pale, I do like, in these products especially, a dark tanning product, because I just find that it's so much more effective and it sticks around a lot longer. And this is brilliant. It's foolproof, and it is dark, but it's a really nice natural dark tan. It just makes me look like I'm naturally olive skinned when I use this. I haven't got much of it left. In fact, I've used a exfoliator tonight to get the remnants of this off, ready for me to tan in a couple of days time. And this, it's just so good. So I use it with a tanning mitt. I've tanned with it a few times already and it doesn't look like I've used much. So this is, I think this is going to last me a while. But I use a tanning mitt, pump it out. It is completely clear, there's no guide colour to it or anything, but it's one of the most idiot proof tans I think I've ever used. It doesn't leave any streaks or marks, it doesn't stain my sheets. It's just brilliant, and it dries super quick. You can put it on. I usually sit for a couple of hours before getting into bed, but I have done this sort of in a pinch, left it for half an hour and got into bed, and it's been absolutely fine. It's not sort of left any streaks or marks or anything like that. So I am a bit of a, I'm not a tanning junkie. I only do it on rare occasions. And I always feel so much better when I have got a bit of fake tan on, but I'm super pale that it is quite high maintenance for me to be tanned. But this, I find, is just so easy, so quick, and like I say, it does stick around for quite a while. So if you're like me and you're sort of just dipping your toes into tanning, the Isle of Paradise range, the clear range, is just brilliant. Couldn't recommend it enough. Okay, so I had to just take a short break and deal with a pupper who needed to go to the bathroom. So the next items that I have to talk about are all skincare and makeup related. So firstly, I wanted to briefly talk about the Beauty Pie Japan Fusion. This is the Genius Lift Elixir. This has got Delamyth extract and Nove C polysaccharides. Now, you can see I haven't got used a huge amount of this, but the reason it's a favourite is this is an absolute godsend when my skin is at its driest, most thirsty, which as the colder weather is approaching is happening more frequently. And it's only a small bottle, and when I first got it I thought, wow, that's really small in comparison to the other serums that I've got from Beauty Pie, but you need the smallest amount of this. It is a serum, but it feels like an oil, like a rich oil, and you only need a couple of drops. Press it into the skin and your skin is so juicy and glowy. I can't wear this under makeup, it's far too heavy, but at night when I'm going through a rough patch with my dry skin, a little of this followed by another item that I'm going to talk about is a miracle worker for my skin. It feels so hydrated and plumped up, and the next day I really do notice a difference. If I try wearing this during the day, it's too greasy, makeup doesn't sit nicely on top of it, and my oils come through super quick and makeup just slides off of it. But as a treat of a night time, this is beautiful. Absolutely love this serum. And then sticking with the same theme, I've got the Beauty Pie Triple Hyaluronic Acid. This is the Elastic Lifting Eye Serum. Now it is a serum for the eyes, so it's a very thin, light cream lotion. And what I do with this is, after I've applied my toner or essence, before I go in with any of my facial serums, I'll apply a dollop of that to my eye area. So I'll go under my eyes, over my lid, and follow like my orbital bone and eye socket, and then I'll let that sit a little while, and then I'll go in with my serums, moisturizer, eye cream, so on. And I just find that it's so light and cool, but it really does pack like a cooling punch, and I find that it really helps with like puffiness and brightness. So the eye cream that I use, I've talked about on this channel before. It's a ginseng eye brightening cream, which really does brighten up the eye area. But I find in combination with this serum, it's just magic. My eye area has never looked so good, and it feels really nice as well. So this has been brilliant. And then sticking with the Triple Hyaluronic range, this is the Beauty Pie Triple Hyaluronic Acid Moisturizer. So this is the Deep Moisture Miracle Cream with plumping, ideal lift and exopolysaccharides. Now, the one thing I don't like about this is the smell. It smells like engine grease, which is really strange. When you actually sniff the pot, you can't really smell it, but when I massage it into my skin, I can smell it. It's got a, I don't know, it's got a weird like chemical smell to it, but it dissipates pretty much instantly. But this is such a beautiful, rich miracle cream. I use this as a night cream. Most times at night I will use a moisturising cream that contains retinol, but for those days where I'm a bit drier, when I've used this, I tend to use this. I also use this during the day if my skin is a little bit drier during the day. This sits absolutely fine under makeup, this not so much. And it's super rich, super moisturising, plumping, and my skin just feels really, really good when I've used this. I definitely would not recommend either of these for anybody with oily or even combination skin. I think this is a great cream for dry and dehydrated skin, this for very dry, dehydrated skin, but both of them are absolutely lovely, and these three together have just done wonders for my skin. For a while I was neglecting it, but I've been, you know, introducing more things into my routine, really taking the time to do a proper routine again, and these have been amazing. And then in the like skincare step, this isn't a product that you would usually sort of put with skincare, but the way I use it, it kind of fits in. So this is the Dior Addict Lip Maximizer. This is just a little sample size. I've got several of these little samples, and as soon as I've used one of these, well, this one up, I'm going to be buying a full size. They do lots of different colours in this lip maximizer, and the one that I think I'm going to pick up, well, I'm actually planning on picking up two. I think I'm going to get the hollow pink, which is like a pink with a holographic shimmer, and it's like a beige colour. This is just 001. I think this is just the pink, universal pink. And this is a lip maximizer, so it's a very mild lip plumper. But what I absolutely love about this formula is I've already got remnants of a lip oil on. But what I like about this formula is it fills in the fine lines on my lips, and it's extremely moisturising, so it just makes my lips look their absolute best. So why I'm like putting it with skincare is I like to apply this at the very start of my makeup routine. So I'll put this on instead of a lip balm, because I find I get more out of this than I do out of my favourite lip balms. When I come to put my lip liner and lipstick on, I literally just massage in and sort of wipe away the excess gloss, and then just put whatever lip I'm wearing over the top, and my lips just look so nice and they feel so good. The hydration from this lasts a lot longer than some of my favourite lip balms. So this is an essential for me now. Like I say, I've got several of these little ones. I've got them in like handbags and, you know, in my drawers, and this is the one that I keep in my makeup bag. I'm definitely getting the full sizes. I think a full size is £29, but I love it so much, I think it's totally worth it. Okay, and now on to makeup. So by far one of the things recently that have knocked my socks off and have really taken me by surprise, because this wasn't a product that I was really gonna pick up. I wasn't interested in it really in the slightest, and that is Huda Beauty's Glowish. So this is the sort of sister brand. It's like a mashup between Huda Beauty and her skincare line Wishful Skin, and they've come up with this new range Glowish, which is a lot more like natural makeup. So you've got your skin tint, creamy bronzer, and she's just launching setting powders and blushes. So I really wasn't interested in Glowish at all. I've got so many skin tints, so many bronzers, you know, not really being into, you know, purchasing makeup at the moment really, until I saw Alana Davidson, who's one of my favourite YouTubers, raving about this all through the summer. This is pretty much the only thing that she wore on her skin, and I thought I've got to give it a try. So I picked my shade up in One Fair from Boots because it was sold out everywhere online, and at the same time that I got this one, I also got as a gift with purchase when I picked up some Natasha Nona products, I think it was, I got the shade 4 light medium as a deluxe sample. And I love this stuff so much that I'm actually thinking of picking up 4 light medium in the full size as well. The Fair number 1 is my actual skin tone, and this I've been using to add into fuller coverage foundations, or mixing in with primer, say, for a very light coverage when I've got a fake tan. It almost acts like a liquid bronzer, and it's stunning. I absolutely love it. So because I've been fake tanning a lot recently, I've mainly been using the light medium shade. And what I've been loving doing is mixing this with my Maybelline Superstay foundation. So I'll put a healthy dollop of this to, say, a pump of my Superstay foundation. It thins it out, it adds the glow. This leaves such a gorgeous sheen on the skin, but it also gives me that like slight bronze tone, which matches a lot better with my fake tan skin. So I've already got one in my basket in for light medium. I've just been holding off pulling the trigger until I've actually used up the full sample size. But I absolutely love this stuff. Probably one of my favourite purchases that I've done for a while. And then at the same time that I picked up the full size Glowish, I picked up my next favourite product, makeup product, Fenty Beauty Heat. So this is the lip plumper from Fenty Beauty in the shade Hot Cherry. So this is just, as you can see, it's a sort of a sheer reddy pink colour, and this is your traditional lip plumper. So whereas this Dior lip maximizer feels just slightly minty cool on the lips, this one really does give you that bee sting sensation. But the reason I love this one so much is the colour. I love the colour of this lip gloss. The sensation is a little bit uncomfortable, but it doesn't last for very long, and it really does plump the lips. And I just think this is stunning. I think I'm going to get a hell of a lot of use out of this going into autumn with like a darker lip liner and a bit of this. I just love the way it smells. I love the way it wears. I adore the colour, and I love the fact that when I've used this, my bottom lip looks super pouty. She has launched some new shades of the Gloss Bomb Heat, but I don't think I'll be picking those up, as the reason I like this one so much is the actual colour of this one. And then another lip product that has completely blown my socks off and really took me by surprise is my first Natasha Nona lipstick. So this is the shade Maria, and I only got this one because it was 50% off. So I got this lipstick for £11, and I'd not really been interested in Natasha Nona lipsticks prior to this at all. I wasn't really bothered about picking any of them up. She's got some beautiful nudes. All of her lipsticks are called I Need a Nude, so they're all various shades of nude, and this is 30 NP, which I think is like nude pink. This is a gorgeous lip colour. It's the one that I keep reaching for whenever I do my makeup. All I want to put on my lips is this with a lip liner. I've used it with a darker lip liner. I've put gloss over it. It's very peachy. So it's a light peachy beige. And when I first tried it, I thought it was going to be far too light for me and would wash me out. But it just looks good. It's like concealer lips for me, but that work. Because of that very strong peachiness to it, it saves it from making me look too dead. And my favourite way to wear this is with like a darker brown lip liner. Absolutely gorgeous. Adore the colour, adore the formula. It's like one swipe pigment. It lasts a really long time on the lips. It doesn't do that horrible like white ring in the centre, which a lot of very pale lipsticks can do. It's beautiful. I love it. And then my final two beauty products and two favourites in general are eye products. So I do have another sample, but again, this is one that I am going to most definitely pick up in the full size as soon as I've finished the sample. This is the Dior Iconic Overcurl mascara, and this is one of the best mascaras I have ever used. I love this. So it has a traditional fibre brush, and it has this really good pronounced curve to the brush. And what's so special about this mascara is you can, as it dries, you can actually feel your lashes lifting. So when you first apply it, it's just like any other mascara, but as it sets, you can feel your lashes actually curling upwards, and it's incredible. It doesn't smudge. I'm not sure if it's a tubing mascara, but it certainly acts like a tubing mascara. It lasts a really good amount of time. It doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge. My lashes stay nice and lifted, but I also find it doesn't just add curl, it also adds length and volume. I don't have it on my lashes today because I did this look for a specific video that I've got coming up. But this is literally the only mascara that I want to use at the moment. I adore it. And in my basket with the Huda Beauty Glowish in the deeper shade, I've also got a full size of this and also the waterproof version, because I want to try the waterproof on my bottom lashes to see if I get, like, you know, a long time out of it. My bottom lashes are very long. I'm not sure whether you can tell because I've got my glasses on, but I pretty much always get mascara blobs. I've already had to wipe under my eyes a couple of times. Even sometimes with tubing mascaras I get marks. Usually if I remember and I wipe the bottom, like the tips of my bottom lashes when I've applied mascara, it doesn't happen. But this, I hardly got any like smudging at all. But I just want to try the waterproof to see if it's like holy grail status. I love this mascara so much that having a waterproof and a non-waterproof version will be absolutely fine. They'll both get used. Again, this was a sample. Dior samples are brilliant. Like, a lot of my Dior favourites are because of samples. So this is a great one. And then finally, a product I've fallen in love with because of my recent Shop My Stash and Declutter series is the Charlotte Tilbury Feline Flick in the shade Super Brown. Now, I never do winged liner. I can do it, but I never do it, just because it's not a look that particularly I'm a fan of. I prefer a very rounded, sort of smoky eye, and any liner I tend to do with shadow, and I always wear eyeliner in my waterline. But I fancied trying a bit of a flick, and I wanted to try a brown liquid eyeliner. I think the only black liquid liner I've got is a little sample of Kat Von D tattoo liner. Otherwise, this is the only liquid liner I got. And I thought this would be great for like deepening my lash line, and this is one of the best liquid liner pens I've ever used. So the tip is a traditional felt tip. It's not a brush, which I know some people prefer a brush. I do prefer like the stiffness of the felt tip line, and this is just brilliant. I haven't got a bad word to say about it. I did liquid liner for a night out recently. Didn't have very long left to get ready, and I was thinking, oh, should I just forego the liner, or should I try it? And it worked like that straight away, no problems. Had a perfect cat eye wing, and it was beautiful. And the brown is just a little bit more subtle, a little bit more elegant, and I think it suits my style a lot more to have like the softer brown tone. So this has been a brilliant discovery for me. So that's it. That's all my favourites, my current favourites. There's obviously a lot of things that I'm really enjoying at the moment, but those are things that really stood out. Like I say, I hope to do more of these videos and do them a bit more frequently. They certainly won't be once a month, as I said at the beginning, but hopefully I'll get to do a few more of these on a more regular basis. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed me and would like to see more from me, then please do subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. I really enjoy getting to know people and chatting in the comments. I also include my Instagram account in the description box. I post a lot on Instagram. I'm a lot more active over there than I am on here, although not so much lately. But yeah, if you want to join the fam, then please do click the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell to be reminded when I upload on this channel. I don't have a set upload schedule, so that'll just help you to know when I'm uploading. So thanks so much for watching. I do hope you're all well. I hope your families are doing well. Keep loving yourself, keep loving each other. Don't forget, I love you, whoever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.